Señor presidente, el mismo Dios que se lo salvó a usted de la muerte en Pensilvania hace solamente un año y que le puso de vuelta en la oficina oval en contra de todo pronóstico, es el mismo Dios todopoderoso al que millones y millones le están rogando hoy por dignidad, no por amnistía. Señor presidente, yo sé que usted puede ser para inmigración lo que Lincoln fue para la esclavitud y Reagan para el comunismo. Usted es un hombre de negocios que... Señor presidente.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Developing Dad podcast. This was Republican Congresswoman Maria Salazar telling Trump to give mass amnesty to illegals. And she was doing it in Spanish. What's going on, Brother Caleb Collins? Thank you for tuning in. What's happening? We're going to see if we can keep the stream up tonight, brother. We're going to go a little bit long tonight to see what trouble we can get into. But yeah, we're back. We're going to see if YouTube allows me to keep kicking, right? You know how they do sometimes, though. All right. So, but this is America. And we have a young woman telling President Trump in Spanish, you got to give illegals. Now, if you're not familiar with this young woman or this I don't know if she's young or not, but whatever. She has been the one behind or a prominent face behind the Dignity Act, right? Now, this is one of the things that you always can tell about a legislation that it's about the complete opposite thing. And thank you to everybody that's tuning in. If you could like the video on your way in, right? War on poverty, no child left behind, right? Gay marriage, rights for LGBT. No, it's always a cloak for something else. It's an obfuscation for their real agenda. Whether Maria Salazar recognizes it or not, she is a pawn being used for the agenda to shift power to the blue states. That's what this is about. And whether she unwittingly or not, she is a part of that movement. Now, her intentions may be moral and altruistic, and she believes she's doing the best thing because she's a child of immigrants and she's 1 degree separated from those people who, are coming across the border. She may have family that knows those people. Who knows what reason? I'm not going to speculate. What I do know is this. She's not helping the cause of America first. She's not America first. In order to give amnesty to people who've come across the border illegally, you have to deny the fundamental tenets of American laws. We have laws for a reason. We're not an anarchist society. What you're going to see is the common play down here. This guy here says this. He's an MD. He says, I agree with her. If they've been in America 4 years and they have done nothing wrong, wait, full stop. They did something wrong. They're here illegally. It's in the name. They've broken our laws already. They've already broken them. So they've already done something wrong. So that eliminates everybody from getting amnesty. Based on his criteria, he said if they've done nothing wrong, well, they've done something wrong. They crossed the border illegally. All right, so that's problem number 1. They say give them a path to stay. We're going to give them a path. The path is a one-way ticket back home. So you cannot have a nation if you do not have laws. If everybody is allowed to come over, if you're incentivizing people to come over here and stay for 5 years and not get caught, and that's their pathway to citizenship, You are incentivizing people to break our laws. If you don't have laws, you don't have a nation. If American prosperity is to continue, it has to be based on the rule of law. You cannot have a society if you don't have laws. And these people are coming from places that do not allow them to flourish. And they want to come here and to flourish. That's fine. If you want to come here, there are legal pathways that you can take in order to do that. And the people who are most upset about this are the people who came here legally, did it the right way, paid the money, waited, proved themselves to be Americans, and then they got citizenship. Now, if you let everybody else who just walked across the border, skip the line, and go straight to the head of it, what are you saying about America? You're saying that we're weak. We can't enforce our laws. And so if you continue to condone this behavior, you're going to get more of it. Now, obviously, Trump has done a great job of sealing off the border. But make no mistake about it, if this is allowed to continue, if Maria Salazar gets her way, what people am I betraying? I want to deal with this. What people, Dewan, what people am I betraying? I'd love to know that. I'm going to give you, I'll give you the floor. What people am I betraying? Who am I betraying? Because my great-grandfather was a slave. He was born here. Multiple generations of my family are born here. Who are my people and how am I betraying them? Go for it. Now, while I play this next video. All right, here we go.
There's no way we can grow as a country and continue being the #1 economy in the world if we don't have hands. Period. So let's be intelligent. Let's just bring them out of the shadows, make them pay something that they're not paying right now. Make them pay a fine, no federal programs, and they can go home for Christmas and they can buy a home. And with the BBB, the economy is going to burst, just like it happened in 2019. I go back to the president. The president is the guy who can make this happen. There is no other president like Trump. Look what he did with Iran. Look what he did with Venezuela, with China. So I have no doubt, I have faith that he could be for immigration what Lincoln was for slavery and Reagan was for communism. Just watch him.
Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. I hope that you'll come back and tell us how this moves along. As you mentioned, it is newly introduced.
There's no.
So apparently she's compromised, right? She's a Republican, but she's not on board with the America First agenda. She doesn't care about our country's well. The people that come into this country illegally, and if you could on the way in, like the video, let me say hello to everybody that is tuning in so far. Brother Caleb Collins got you. DeJuan Connolly got you already. Some dumb beats. All right. Welcome. Alfredo Rodriguez. Welcome. Maria Teresa Barros. Welcome. All right. Affirmative. Welcome back. All right. There you go. Okay. Exactly. Amnesty is beneficial. Why would Trump sign this? It would make no sense for him. What's going on, William Stewart? Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Let me know where you're coming from. I would love to hear from you. Trump, there would be no benefit for Trump to sign this because it's going to harm the MAGA First movement. That you want to fracture the base. Give amnesty to the now. Thankfully, Trump has no intention on signing this. He's essentially said absolutely not. The Dignity Act. But notice how they frame everything. Well, who would be against giving dignity, right, to human beings? This is how they frame it. They try to play on your the Christian morals and principles. So what's going on? Mud Grip Mike in Texas, thank you. Appreciate you for tuning in. Let me know if you are in here. I will shout you out if you tell me where you are from. We don't want them to have amnesty. Why would we want them to have amnesty? It wouldn't make any sense for our country. You're essentially saying that what Biden did by opening the floodgates to illegal immigrants for his term, there will be no repercussions to these people, right? And then some people will say that, oh, love your neighbor unless he's brown, right? That's the idea. They try to play on Christianity, right? But they don't understand this, right? Let's see. Exodus 12:49 gives us some clear principles as to how law should be applied. There shall be one law for the native and for the stranger who sojourns among you. See, they don't understand Christianity. They're going to try to play that love your neighbor. Love your neighbor. Where does that come from? That means to treat him justly under the law. What's going on, Indianapolis? That's what it means. Love your neighbor as yourself. That fulfills the law. This is a part of the law. Exodus. You shall have one law for the native and for the stranger. So if I break the laws, guess what? They'll separate me from my family. Why can't we do that? The same. We shall have one law for the native and for the stranger. So if they break the law and they come over here, well, let's give them due process. But then also, they can be separated. One law for the native and the stranger. If y'all want to try to play on our Christian conscience, those of us that know that love is the fulfilling of what? What is love the fulfilling of? Caleb Collins. I'm gonna call on my Bible scholars. Love is the fulfilling of the what? Because this is straight from the New Testament. Love is the fulfilling of the what? It's a 3-letter word, right? Right. I'm just going by the Bible. Y'all, you want to bring in Christian conscience, love your neighbor as yourself. Well, all right. I'm gonna define it based on the scriptures. So you're gonna call it dumb, but then you're gonna try to talk about Christianity, and you show how dumb you are when you don't understand what the Bible actually says about it. Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the what? So exactly. He knows it, right? So as long as we're doing what is right by people according to the law, we are loving them. And the laws of our land say that that you should not be crossing our border illegally. Now, here comes the equivocation. Here comes the false equivalence. That jaywalking is the same thing, right? Here comes the false equivalence. We know exactly what y'all's playbook is going to be because you are fools who have been given over to all of the indoctrination, right? Oh, it's just like jaywalking. So jaywalking, sinning, right? We know what y'all going to say. We know the false equivalence. We know that you're going to lie because that's what you've been told. You've been watching all of the stories and the X posts and everything. Go ahead. Here we go. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Right? Here we go. You learned well, right? You've been indoctrinated well, right? There it is, right? You've been indoctrinated well. Right, here we go. Oh my goodness. If we can go and find that again, right? Borders are not sin. Look, here we go. Here we go. Watch this, guys. I want to, come on. Here we go. Germany, welcome, right? Borders. Oh wait, look who established borders in Exodus. God. So is God sinning? I will establish your borders. Come on. Y'all don't want this smoke tonight. Come on, I'm ready for it. Let's go. Y'all don't know your Bible. That's the one thing you don't know. Come on. That's right. Look, you say I cry, whatever. Give me time, some dumb beats. Right? It's in the name. All right, here we go. Come on. Here we go. Right here. Boom. Illegal entry. Initial illegal entry. Criminal offense. Right? Come on. U.S. Code 1325, misdemeanor to enter the without authorization. Come on. It's breaking the law. Huh? Amnesty to illegals. Y'all can go for it if you want. Come on. Tonight, come on. I'm up tonight. Come on. Took my shower, came back home from work. We had choir rehearsal tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Right? So re-entry after deportation, criminal offense. Up to 20 years in prison. How many jaywalking? How many? 6 months in jail and a fine. Subsequent charges of felony with harsher penalties. Come on. Nobody said it was a felony that first time, but it can become one if you keep doing it. And some immigration violations like overstaying a visa are civil offenses, not crimes, but it is a crime. But unauthorized entry across the border without inspection is a criminal act. Criminal act. It is a criminal act. Come on. And we shall have one law for the, right? Come on. For the native and the stranger, right? All right. Come on. That's right. Nobody said it wasn't a civil. It's not civil. What? Can y'all not read? Can y'all not read? Can y'all not read criminal? Some like overstaying the visa, but unauthorized entry is a criminal act. Are y'all that dense? Y'all so that dense?
Dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
It's right there. It's right there. Right? It's right there. Oh my goodness. Really? Oh goodness. Right there. Anchor babies, all of that stuff. It's time out for all of that. What was the mandate? Right? What was the mandate? What was the mandate? Here it is. Where is it? Let me pull up the rundown. I got the rundown. Come on. I got the rundown. All right, here we go. This was the mandate, and this is what we voted for. This is what all right. Now I know the Epstein situation. We all talking about that, and we need to talk about it, but this is what we voted for right here. All right. This is what we voted for. Let's remember what we voted for. Okay. Where is it? Come on. Load the video. It's going to load. Let's do this. This is what we voted for. Hold on. I'm going to let it play. There it is.
As a guy who spent 34 years deporting illegal aliens, I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now. You're damn right. Because you're going home. I got another message. Another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
Right? So, what are we doing here? Huh? What are we doing here? Tom Homan said it. That was the mandate going in. No amnesty. All of these illegals that have taken advantage of the system over the past 4 years, when Biden opened the floodgates and Kamala, right?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
No. Right? And people hate nations on the face of it. They've been indoctrinated to hate nations while they live in a nation that's allowing them to talk trash about them. Go say that nationalism crap to any other nation. Go to Japan, go to Korea, go to Russia and talk all of that. Right? There was a lady who recently, we talked about it a couple of episodes back. Black woman went over there running from racism. Oh, Trump is racist. Oh, America's racist. And she went where? Went to Russia and got that work. Russians don't play that. Russians are nationalists because they value their heritage, their tradition, what has made their, MRGA, make Russia great again. Right? Even if it's things that we would find objectionable, Russia values its heritage. And a nation that does not value its heritage is doomed to fail. There have been subversives that have come over here since World War II, have been indoctrinating people to hate America while breathing the freedom that America provides and the prosperity that America provides, right? This is the grift, right? This is the grift, right? You right there. If you're living in the United States of America, you're allowed to do things that other nations, if you go over there and try it, you're going to find out. You're going to FAFO. But then you hate the place that allows you to do these things. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. This is absolutely insane. You don't want to be a part of a culture that is allowing you to denigrate it. You have the freedom to denigrate the culture. It gives you those freedoms. Go to another country and try that mess. You're not going to get very far. Right? That's one of the big problems people have. Americans, when they go to other places, they believe that the freedoms that America provides them are ubiquitous, that they can go to any country and those freedoms that they have here in America actually carry with them when they go to these other places, and they FAFO. They find out that it's obviously not the case, right? And Tom Homan said it. Look, pack your bags. Y'all had 4 years. Pack your bags. And look at the legislation that Salazar is. And it's not by accident that she's trying to get that it's the 5-year cutoff. It's not arbitrary. The 5-year cutoff would allow almost every one of those illegals that came here in 2020 amnesty. There is a point to that. It's purposeful. Right? Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Oh wait, I had a super chat. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I got the extra. I'm so sorry. I apologize, right? Thank you for the super chat, right? Thank you. Tell me, what am I supposed to tell my 5-year-old neighbor who got their mother deported, a mother with no criminal, just working and having a dream for, was she here illegally? I don't know what you could explain to her that we're a nation of laws, and unfortunately they broke the law and there are consequences for breaking the law. It's something that I tell my children all the time. Actions have consequences. Ideas have consequences. And sometimes we need to say hard things. We don't have to be harsh and uncaring, but we need to say hard things. Just because someone doesn't want to hear something doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Yeah, sometimes things are going to happen. You're going to get your feelings hurt. But thank you for the super chat. That's a great question. Okay. Now, we talked about it. And everybody wants to make the distinction. What is it, a misdemeanor or a felony? It can be one or the other. Right? The point is, don't come across the border, because that is an illegal act. It is an act of defiance at the outset. You're saying to this nation, I do not respect your laws. Now, how can we look at you and say, you know what? Come in and take part in this American experiment and the American dream. Right? Yes, if it's a misdemeanor, deport them. That's it. That's how we should treat it. If it's a misdemeanor, deport them. If it's a felony, deport them. That's the process. They don't get to stay. They don't get to stay. No other nation would allow this, because those nations understand national sovereignty. Right? You can't have a nation if any and everyone is allowed to just walk across your border. Right? We already talked about it. People say borders are sin. I was like, then you're accusing God of sin because he established Israel's borders. I bet you these people are Zionists, right? They're probably Zionists. They probably believe that, Israel has a right to establish their borders, right? Because God established Israel's borders in the Old Testament. Exactly. That's another thing, Caleb. It is not easy to get citizenship in another nation. It is not. Look up the process for other nations. And these are our laws. If you come into the country breaking the laws, how can we expect you to be a good citizen? Your first act was illegality. I don't understand how this is good. It cuts, like what one of the commenters just said, that he's being undercut because people are coming here and doing work cheaper than he can do it, because they don't have to follow the same rules and regulations, and then people are actually looking for the cheap deal. It's the same thing. Oh goodness. It's Walter Williams has a really great book called Race and Economics, right? And so the Davis-Bacon Act and all of these other things that have happened in our country that have, yeah, it's insane. Like, I'm not going to get into a history situation, but we've gotten to the point where we can't even say these things without being called unchristlike, right? Fascists, Nazis. This is to want, because again, that must mean that every other nation is full of Nazis too, and they're unchristian, right? They must be too, because they don't allow this, right? They don't allow this. No other nation allows this. And unfortunately, look, I'm going to say something heretical, right? I'm going to say something heretical against the orthodoxy of multiculturalism. This nation was founded as a majority white Christian nation. I know, newsflash, right? All the founders, white, right? They were either deist or a part of a Christian church. It was actually a requirement in most state constitutions that you be a member in good standing of a Christian denomination. Yeah, read that book. Find out. Go look at some of the source material. Now, so if you come to this country and like, let's look at this. Let's look at this gentleman. This is one of the problems, right? Look at this. This is one of the problems. We talked about him earlier. Oh boy, this guy. But this is the mindset you get, that people will come here from a third world country that is a vibrant hellhole and try to tell the people, right, that founded the country that they're the problem. This is what we allow now.
We heard them being called terrorists. We heard them being called drug dealers. We heard a lot of insults. We heard that they're a threat to our national security.
Let me ask you a question. Is it true? Is the stuff that they're saying true? Because if it's true, it's not an insult. Well, you know what? It could be. If someone's just saying, hey, you are a thief, is that an insult?
And that's a flat out lie. You want to know who the real threat is, Madam President? I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like the folks out in the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front. And you don't have to take my word for it. According to DHS, Madam President, the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race. Not our immigrants. We are safer and we're better off because of them.
What?
Being called.
Yeah. Okay. So really? Okay. So you're safer and better off because of them. Okay. Let's see if we can find some. I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm not gonna take him at his word, obviously, because we're not better off because of illegal immigrants, specifically from Somalia. Yeah, Minnesota's not a better place because of it. That's not. No. Where's this? Let's see. Let me hold on one second. Let me find this. Boy, where's this judge? Do y'all remember this judge? I had it in here. I'm gonna find it. It's been a while. I had so many things to talk about. Let's see. Where is it? This. Yes. Where is it? There we go. This gentleman. One of those immigrants that are making this, this place better and safer right here, right? And the judge's district Democrat DA, Amy Patton of Colorado, is set to be recalled for her decision to dismiss all charges against Solomon Gilligan, who attempted to abduct an 11-year-old child from Black Forest Hills Elementary in Aurora. Huh? Are we serious? This is what we're talking about? These are the people that are making things safer? Huh? This is how we make, okay. This is the guy. We making it safer. All right, well, they're making it safer. And better. And we're better off because of them. Why? What objective metrics can you show that America is a better nation because of the import of third world illegals or illegals in general, right? Securing the border is what we need to focus on. And Trump has done that because we're seeing the metrics coming through and saying, they're having less encounters at the border. So thumbs up. That's why I wanted to put this out there, because I've been talking a lot about the Epstein files and I didn't get a chance to discuss some of the wins and some of the other stuff that's been going on. And I wanted to do that before I hit the pillow tonight. But this is an unfortunate reality that we have Democrats allowing this to go on. Let's just look. Here it is. This is the actual video. Where is it? Yeah, this is the video of the incident. Caught on video doing it. And she drops the charges. This is insane. Dropping the charges. Like he's trying to abduct an 11-year-old. Safer and better. Unvetted third world illegals from a country where crime, poverty, infrastructure, lack of infrastructure. Why do we want this here? Who in their right mind would want this here? Because then they'll say, oh, immigrants commit fewer crimes than Americans. Like that's okay, who cares? Every one of them committed a crime by coming here. Every one of them has one on the ledger. They're 100% criminal. 100% criminal. So what if the numbers, there's more of us here than them. Great. But 100% of them are criminals. So how much of a percentage do we need before we think, oh, that's high enough, let's deport them? They're 100% criminal. They say, oh, they commit less crimes. That doesn't mean we should keep them here. Less crimes. What are you talking about? They're more law-abiding. No, they're not. That's because you're overlooking the first offense. See, if you don't pay attention to the first offense, coming over here illegally, then they might be less, and that's debatable. Because who's actually cataloging the crimes that they commit? Are you right? Who's doing it? Are you doing it? Do you have the numbers? Right? Right? And again, thank you to everybody that's tuning in. I appreciate you all, right? I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? Come on in. Even if you
dumb.
Even
you
if
are
you're dumb,
really dumb.
right?
For
Come
real.
on in, right? Come on in. And even if you're trolling, I even said it. I put the new guidelines in there. You're welcome, even if you're a troll, right? Thank you to the trolls, right? I appreciate you too. Come on in. The water's fine. But yes, I'm with you. We got to deport them because that's the deal. That's what we voted for. That's what we want. Okay? And Maria Salazar is not alone, right? There is a growing contingent of rhinos, Republicans who are not America First, who want this Dignity Act. I mean,
hi, I'm Congressman Gabe Evans from Colorado's 8th Congressional District, and today I am so happy to be able to help introduce the Bipartisan Dignity Act. I'm the grandson of immigrants from Mexico, and so this bill is particularly important to me because it does three critical things. It makes sure that we have resources to secure the border. It helps us crush the criminals, the cartels, and the gangbangers that are in our community illegally and causing problems, but it also provides a pathway for hardworking immigrants who want to come to the United States, work hard, raise their family, be a contributing part of the American dream. And this is something that I've heard from the employers and from the Latino community in my district. They want that path forward to be able to comply with the law and earn their version of the American dream. That's what the Dignity Act does, and I'm so honored to be able to help introduce it today. Hi, I'm Congressman Gabe Evans.
So, Gabe Evans, okay, as a grandson of immigrants, compromised. They always start off with that. Why does that matter? Right? Why does that matter? Yeah. Thank you for everybody letting me know that I am black, but Joe Biden already told me.
You ain't black.
That I ain't, so it's all good. Y'all good? I know. He already told me that. I'm just going by what Joe said. Joe said it.
You ain't black.
I ain't black, so I'm good, y'all. I'm good, right? Yes. I'm a pseudo-intellectual. Yes. I mean, oh, go ahead. Come on, get the insults off. Come on, pop, make them pop. Come on. And keep commenting while you're at it, right? Keep commenting while you're at it. Yes. We're going to monetize y'all. Thank you very much. All right. So, Gabe. Yes. Come on. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. There you go. Gabe here is a grandson of immigrants. Okay. So, if I prefaced everything with, I'm the great grandson of a slave. So, you should pay attention to what I have to say. Right? So and again, so that's a great question. What interest am I voting against, right? Because this is the fear tactic.
They're gonna put you all back in chains.
They're gonna put y'all back in chains. That's what they say. That's what they always say, because the left is always saying, don't you vote for Republicans, they're gonna put y'all back in chains. That's been the refrain for years and years and years. Okay. Now, ideologically, who owns black people? Who owns black people? Who gets 90+% of the black vote? Who? Is it Republicans? Who actually has black people in ideological slavery? That's a great question, right? Who is the party that gave millions of dollars to illegal immigrants and still refuses to give black people reparations in the form of cash payments? Which party is that? That in California, we're going to do a study on reparations. Kamala Harris says, yes, I would be willing to study reparations. But we're going to give millions upon millions of dollars to illegals there was no conference, right? Exactly, Brother Derek Franklin. Thank you. Welcome, brother. Thank you for coming, right? It wasn't the Republicans. See, the Republicans don't have to put y'all in chains.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
Because you already are. They're not going to do anything.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
She's not going to do anything for y'all, but y'all still lined up to vote for her. Ran like y'all like, hey, we going over to them polls. Come on, Master, give me some more of that good nothing. Right? Give me some more of that good of that DEI that helps the white women. Right? I need some of that DEI, some of that affirmative action, boss. Right? Come on, give it. You know, 90%. And what y'all got for it? Show me something. 200 years, yeah, 200 years. LBJ said he gonna have y'all voting in, y'all N-words voting Democrat, and y'all in here fighting for him, right? Come on, y'all in here fighting. Y'all love y'all some slavery. Y'all Democrats love y'all some slavery. Slaves to the Democrat Party on the plantation, talking about us that done ran away from it and thinking for ourselves, boss. We gotta go get them, boss. We better go get them back, boss. You better go get them back, boss. Right? They might fight for the North, boss. Right? We won't. I love you, right? Coming here calling me Stephen from Django when they Stephen from Django like crazy. Loving the white Democrat. Right? Malcolm X talked about y'all. He said that y'all was going to keep doing this. 60 some years ago? He called y'all out. Right? Oh, but then y'all the ones that's wearing Malcolm shirts. But he was talking about y'all. He says that the Democrats were going to be the one. They like the fox. They slide. They make you think that, yeah, oh, y'all, we your friend. We your friend. Come on. Yeah. And y'all coming here. Oh, yeah, Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Right? Y'all coming here calling me that. But y'all Uncle Ruckusin like crazy. This is insane. Do whatever the Democrats tell y'all to do. Right? Y'all. Oh, goodness. Right? Predict it. Come on. This is insane. Right? All right, so there you go. It said, who is it? Illegal border crossing is same as a traffic ticket. I mean, that's an absolute lie, but go ahead. All right, if you say so. There you go. All right. I mean, you can make up stuff. I mean, this is insane. They're gonna come in here every episode like clockwork, calling all the names. When they hugged up on them Democrats for dear life. I never leave you, boss, master boss. I never leave you, nor forsake you. There you go. That's it. It's like, okay, if y'all love them that much, stick with them. Right? Watch Obama give all the rights to the LGBT. Right? Give it to the LGBT, right? He's the what they say, the most LGBT friendly president ever. What happened? Black people even recognized the grift. The black people, they were like, nah, Obama didn't do nothing for us. We were worse off after his presidency. Right? I ain't even say, this is the crazy thing. I ain't saying anything about Trump. All I'm saying is that y'all enslaved to the Democrats. You can't even think. The binary is, right? I can vote. I'm free to vote independent and whatever was best is best for the nation. I'm just not going to be yoked to the Democrats like y'all right here in that ideological slavery. Come on. Y'all the ones that try to go help the master get the slaves back. That's what y'all doing right now. We gonna get them slaves back, boss. We gonna make sure that they understand that they belong here. Right? They belong in the fields working for the white man. That's what they belong. Come on, y'all. That's what y'all want. All right, go ahead, do it. Y'all ain't gonna affect me none. Yes. All right, Harry Carey. Super chat. Jesus Christ loves you. We are the Holy Spirit. Well, no, we're not the Holy Spirit. No, we're not. We're gonna have to disagree on that one. We're not the Holy Spirit. We are indwelled by the Holy Spirit. Yes, the Holy Spirit lives inside of us, but we are not the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is ethereal. He is not corporeal. Okay. Let us keep going though. I had to get off on that aside real quick because it was funny to see these shucking and jiving Uncle Tom, like they're really actually, because Uncle Tom is actually good. And y'all should yeah. Here's like just, here's a like, oh sorry, flipped it to the wrong side. There it is. I'm looking at this, right? You read the book, right? There you go. Start a book club and we might read the book together. Okay? But look, here's some details about the bill. We're going to talk about this a little bit more because we got some more stuff to talk about, some ICE raids and whatnot. Oh, no, we did this one. There was a list of of Republican senators. I need to find that list. Let me find that list of rhinos that yes. It's in my list. I'm gonna find it because I want to read the names off. Okay. I think End Wokeness posted it recently. Where is it? No. I'm gonna look for it. I gotta look for it. Here we go. Yes. But y'all can keep calling me names in the comments. I'll do this. While that's playing, I'll go back to that tweet that played the video. There's a video that we could look at. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna play this video. Here we go. This for you all.
Bipartisan lawmakers announced a bill that would provide legal status for some undocumented immigrants. The Dignity Act, sponsored by Florida Republican Congresswoman Maria Elvira Salazar and Texas Democratic Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, would allow undocumented immigrants who have been in the U.S. since before 2021 to apply for up to 7 years of legal status with work authorization, provided that they pay restitution and check in with DHS regularly. It also includes enhanced border security provisions and protections for Dreamers. At a press event today, Salazar was quick to point out that the bill does not include a pathway to citizenship, and she insisted the bill does not provide amnesty.
Remember that dignity is not amnesty. It does not have path to citizenship. We're not talking about becoming Americans. We are trying to just bring them out of the shadows and have them go work in peace, pay taxes, and come back home at night.
Nope. See, again, they may not call it amnesty, but for all intents and purposes, it is. They could stay here in perpetuity. So what she made, again, you can always just, if they're saying it's about dignity, that's the thing that it's not about. If they know how to reframe. He who frames the argument wins. If you know anything about rhetoric, if you know anything about logic, thank you, Michael Hart. I appreciate that super chat. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you. If you know anything about rhetoric and you know anything about logic, there's a really good book in here somewhere. Where is it? Oh boy, it's called. There it is. All right, it's called Thanks for Arguing by Jay Heinrichs. He talks about the necessity of framing in your argumentation, and Democrats have been doing a great job, and even rhinos are starting to pick up on it. You have to frame it. Again, who would be against poverty? We have a war on poverty. So any of the policies that they put under that umbrella, the question will always be, how dare you be against poverty? You want people to be poor, right? How dare you be against dignity? Shouldn't all people have dignity? Well, then who's going to say no to that? But he who frames wins. What we don't want them to have is a stay here in perpetuity. We want them to go back to the countries that they came from. That's what we want. And again, we've got to learn how to change the framing. That's one of the things that Republicans loved about Trump, was that he didn't in his first term, he didn't let the political speak and the reframing and the gaslighting work, which is why Republicans in 2016, I was third party. I voted third party in 2016. But that's what Republicans fell for, meaning not fell for as in, like duped, but they fell for Trump because of his blunt nature and his willingness to say whatever it took and to take back the framing of the argument. That he was rhetorically sound in that he would not let them get away with the lies that they had been getting away with and the gaslighting that they had been getting away with for generations. And that's why he won. He beat Hillary Clinton. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to go into the Epstein thing, but he's doing the same thing that he was 10 years ago. He was fighting against, but she's now doing it. The Dignity Act. Oh, you don't want people to, you don't believe that people should have dignity, right? No, we believe that, but we also believe in national sovereignty. And nothing's wrong with that. Right? So now we've had some FAO situations, FAFO situations. But let's listen into Joy Reid. It's been a while since we heard about Joy. All right. Hold on one second. Here we go. Let me pull this up. She's talking about immigration. And while she's talking about immigration, let's...
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well,
you
hang
tell
on,
me.
hang on. You don't know and you don't care. You've just given me...
Because it's not the issue.
Hang on,
you're trying to make the issue the southern border.
Joy. You've just given me... Joy.
No, the point is...
Joy.
Barack Obama was not dragging women and
let me finish.
nursing babies apart and taking...
Joy. You've just given me...
I'm sure going to tell me it's your main issue.
You've just given me
but it's not my main issue. My main issue is that what we're seeing...
I'm trying to finish my sentence. You've just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president of the United States for 8 years. I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me, I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people. I'm quite certain.
Have a
because
guess.
I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
My point being, are you as shocked by that as you are claiming to be by Trump?
It is not deportations
Many of them were brown.
That are shocking. Wait a minute. Can I answer your question?
The majority were brown.
She don't care though. Right? She doesn't care. Brother Derek Franklin, I'm about to take that and I'm gonna post that as I'm putting this in my stream deck as a post comment. I appreciate that. I'm gonna make the because whenever somebody comes in with that nonsense, we just might as well let them know, right? Here we go. I'm doing that right now. But Joy Reid doesn't care because she only cares about the fact that it's Trump doing it, right? That's it. Because it's racial for her, right? It's racial for her. All right, got that. Look, watch this, Brother Derek Franklin. Here we go. Watch this. Boom. Right there. That's you right there. Ha ha! See, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to press that button whenever somebody comes in with that nonsense. All right. There you go. Appreciate you, Doc. So, okay. That's basically what the summation of what I've been saying in the Chat GPT thing. Yes. Now, so again, who cares whether speeding is speeding as a citizen? Does not mean that you should be deported. And most of the people that Obama deported were brown. He was called the deporter in chief, but it wasn't a problem back then because, right? You got to have your racist glasses on, right? You got to have them on, right? That's the gritty. Ain't that the gritty? I don't know. I don't know what these young people do these days. I'm almost 50 years old. I don't really pay attention to that, right? So illegal immigration only seems to be a problem now because the strategy of the left is to flood states with illegal immigrants, grant them amnesty, they become citizens. Even if they don't become citizens, they're counted in the census, and that elevates their electoral votes. Again, it's pretty easy to see what the play is. So if they give them amnesty or a pathway to citizenship, guess who they're going to be loyal to, and guess what happens? Guess who remains in power? This is all about power. And Republicans are trying to, rightfully so, push back on it because if they don't, guess what will happen for the next 12 terms? It's going to be blue no matter who. So there you go. It's going to be blue no matter who. Now, that's the idea. So, right, it's called backdoor amnesty. Exactly. Backdoor amnesty. And they can call it whatever they want, but that's what it all boils down to. Okay? Now, send them back to their own country, and you can send them back humanely. How much more humanely are we sending them back when we give them flights? Exactly, and we turn socialist. Exactly. We're putting them on flights. We're putting them on flights. Right? That's better than their method of entry. Did they come on a flight? I'm just asking, right? Thank you, Robert Austin. I appreciate you. Or did they come on a flight? Because they're getting a flight back. Some of the conditions in which they came were horrendous. They were packed in cars, like put in the back, in the false beds of trunks and stuff like that. We're seeing people getting, like, opening up the sides of pickup trucks, and you got immigrants stuffed in there. And we send them back on the flight, but we're the evil ones, not the ones who put them in the position in the first place. No, we're the ones that are unloving, right? The ones that were the people who are being brought across the border to be trafficked. And we talked about the drugs that have been coming over, the fentanyl from the Mexican cartels. But apparently it's okay if American citizens die. That's okay. It's okay. As long as we keep an open border, right? Okay. This is one of the, and it's sad because the humane thing is the care. You build out your care, right? It starts self, family, localism. You love those that are closest to you. What they've redefined it as is that you have to love everyone at the same level. I have to love the immigrant at the same level as my wife or my children. Right? I can't discern that the people that are part of this nation, I should have a stronger allegiance to them than just a random person from another. Now, obviously, our allegiance in Christ takes precedence for those of us that are Christians. But make no mistake about it. We can be, I love those that are closest to me the most. Family, wife, kids, family, the illegal immigrant. I want them to be deported. Deport them humanely. And yes, that may mean a stay in a detention center. There are 300,000 children missing right now. What do you think is going on with those children? You think humane things are happening to them right now? See, no one wants to talk about the things that are actually happening to a lot of the people that have come across that are vulnerable. They're like, well, they're in America now, so everything's great. No, there are evil people in America who could be doing evil things to these people. Is that a possibility? Who knows, right? But no, they believe that since they're, which shows how hypocritical people are. They believe that it's better here in America. Do you actually, if you're supporting them staying, do you believe it's actually better for them here than in their home country? Do you believe that? I'm just asking. Do y'all believe that? Do you believe that America is fundamentally better than the nation from which they came? That's the question. Ask yourself that one. Shouldn't they want to go back to those places where there's a greater threat for terrorism against them? Wait, but no, I thought the white man was the most dangerous. Wait, Omar Fateh said, and he was quoting, he said that white men are the greatest threat to American. Right? What do you mean? Wait, white nationalism. You mean you want those people, those brown people, to come here and be infected or possibly harmed by white nationalists, terrorists? Make it make sense. Goodness. What's going on, Brother Derek Franklin? He said, riddle me this. If you returned home and found people in it illegally, do you love them and let them stay? Or do you call the police? Well, apparently you have to let them stay. And then you have to let them tell you how to run your house, how to clean your house, where to allocate your bills and funds. The decor, you have to let them decorate as well. And you have to let them practice all of their thank you for the super chat, brother. All of their, traditions from home. You have to let them practice that in your home. Right? You have to let them, right? Let them do it, of course. Otherwise, you're unloving. You're not neighborly. You're not Christian, right? You know why they call it a horrible argument? Because they can't answer it. They can't answer it. That's why, right? Because you extrapolate that same thing out, right? All of them probably have locks on their doors and they won't let you in their home unannounced. And they won't let you tell them how to run their home. All right? Yeah. See? They can't answer it. It's not the same. It's actually just a reduction to absurdity of your argument. That's all it is. It's called reduction to absurdity. You wouldn't do it, right? And if you want to check the validity, change the terms to see if the argument is valid. Check the premises, the terms. If you can replace the terms and it follows, there you go. Here's a great book to start your journey there, right? By Peter Kreeft, Socratic Logic. Great job. All right. So, but we got some more stuff to talk about, right? Because we've been having some interesting posts. Now, y'all let me know if y'all found. I haven't seen any. Debunking of this, but this young lady here says being deported with $95K of student debt loan and $200K of credit card debt. Thank you, America. Wow. Right? Yeah. Wow. Someone asked me, how long am I going to keep talking? Well, until y'all stop commenting. I have a hard stop at a certain time. Why? But I mean, if you want to keep, right? I know it is. I just showered, right? And I haven't had a chance to. I got my clippers here, right? Got them here, right? But it's late at night. I normally do that in the morning. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Right? Because y'all coming here looking at a man's face.
Why are you gay?
Why y'all worried about my hairline? This obsessive need for men to worry about the appearance of another man.
Why are you gay?
It's kind of gay. You worried about me. Don't worry, I'm going to lay next to the woman who loves this hairline. Yeah, that's right. I got a woman in the other room that's good to me. Oh, yeah. There you go. All right. So y'all don't even know. That's right. Y'all don't even know. Right. Guess what? She voted for him too. But y'all think we don't vote the same in this house? So we got two. Right? We vote in tandem. What y'all talking about? Wives, submit to your husbands as unto the Lord. Come on. I know. Yes. We're going to talk about it. Yes. Where have I been? I don't know. What's up? I've been posting every day. Simon, I've been posting every day. Right? There you go. I've been posting every day. I've been trying, man. I'm trying to keep this thing up. All right. So let's talk about something a little funny. Let's talk about something a little funny. It's sad, but it's also it's a sad reality, but the circumstances, right, under which it came. And it's going to be a quick aside. We're going to get back to talking about illegals and some other stuff. We got to talk about Mamdani, right? But man, have y'all seen this? Right? Right? Have y'all seen this thing? Oh, snap. Hold on one second. Wait, let's do this. Let's do back from the beginning.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Oh, look at these two.
Yes, indeed. Right? Yes, indeed. So, y'all, this is funny, right? Because, oh boy, the CEO of Astronomer, right? He got caught at a Coldplay with his HR director. And man, it's been a firestorm. It's been interesting, right? So, what is it? Andy Byron and Chief People Officer Kristen Cabot on the Jumbotron, right? They could have played it off. They really could have. They could have. I don't know. They could have played it off. But guilty consciences, they knew. They knew, right? They knew that what they were doing was inherently wrong, and yeah. And the sad thing is, now I don't know what type of wife she is, but this man has a beautiful family. If this is his actual family, wow. This is insane. Go home to that, bruh. To this family. Go home. Go home. 3 kids. Lovely wife. Who's about to come up, apparently. And you out here at a Coldplay concert with your HR director. This is madness. This is madness, right? This is madness. Now, obviously, another employee was there. Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Yes, he done messed up, right, Matt? He done messed up. She knows, right? Because she works with him, too. That's what the people have found out. She works with him, too. She's like, oh. Oh.
I'm in danger.
I'm like, they're in danger. He's in danger of losing that money. Woo-wee. And then, look, this is what he tries to do, y'all. He tries to gaslight people. Right? He tries to gaslight people and basically say, look, I'm willing to be held accountable. This is his statement. How y'all gonna... Oh, it's fake. Okay, somebody said it's fake. All right. I was about to say, because I think he... How dare you, right? If that was really his right? How dare you? Right? Yeah, we've been talking about Epstein, and we're going to keep talking about Epstein, guys. But this is a different stream, y'all, okay? I do have a show. I talked about Epstein earlier today. Guys, like we could talk about other stuff, just so y'all know. Go watch the previous stream. They cut me off in the middle of it while I was talking about the connections to Zionism and the like. Yeah. But, but we can talk about some other stuff because we got to talk about this Biden cover up, right? That we've been seeing. But where is it? I'm looking. Yes. The Biden cover up has been continuing. We're about to talk about that in a second. Okay. But before we get back to that, we're going to talk about the Biden cover up. But let's look at this last. I know, guys, everybody wants me to talk about what they want me to talk about. I get it. But I do have a show, y'all. I have a show. Okay? But these ICE raids, we're going to talk about the cover up in a second. Okay? Illegal immigration news, right? I know, y'all. I know. And we're going to talk about it. Don't worry. Look at this story. Here you go. All right? Yeah, see, again, everybody wants to talk about... I talked about Epstein for a whole hour and 20 minutes. This is absolutely insane how selfish and self-centered people are. They think they can come in and tell you how, look at this, y'all. This is insane. I have a whole... Look at this list. Look at this list. Look at this list, y'all. Right? Okay. Epstein. Even talked about it here. Epstein. 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 That's every video that I've talked about. Right? Because that's what's been in the news cycle. Right? Now we've been talking about other stuff, but that was just this week. That's just one video a day from this week. That's all that is. Look at all this other stuff I've been talking about. And so when you come into my stream telling me I'm scared to talk about Epstein, you sound like an absolute fool. Because I actually planned on talking about him again tomorrow. But you sound like a fool when you come in here telling me that I'm not talking about Epstein. Wow, that I'm afraid to talk about Epstein. And then some people are going to say you talk about him too much. You know, this is what it is. There's just no pleasing you. You remember that from Austin Powers, Gold member? There's just no pleasing you. I need to find that sound. All right. Yes. Right. So let's look at this one. Okay. We're going back to this
U.S. citizen fleeing from federal agents after they say he slashed the tires on one of their vehicles. You'll see him running away. He then gets taken to the ground and he tangles with agents while he's on the ground. It appeared he kind of lunged at one of them, and you'll see the aftermath of that. Take a look at this picture right here. Those federal agents ended up macing that man in his face, took him into custody and took him away. His wife was yelling at agents the whole time, saying he's a U.S. citizen. The agents said, too bad, he slashed one of our tires. And then take a look at these photos here. We do have photos of the vehicle that had the tire slashed. There was one puncture mark. It quickly deflated, and the agents had to drive out of the area on their rims. We caught up with this video. This was a guy who's...
So, and for those of you that are talking about, look at this, right? Mamdani's in the rundown. You see, he's right there. Right? If y'all stop interrupting, we'll get to him. Goodness. Right? I mean, come on. Yes. Right? And look, guys, people can say what they want in the comments. I only have a few filters on certain words, but I'm not going to stop people from discussing certain things. They can be racist. They can come in here and they're racist towards me. Racist! Y'all got to have thick skin. Come on, y'all. Like, you can just let it roll off, right? People have been more racist towards me. Democrat blacks have been more racist to me than anybody I've known in my entire life. But I still come on here and talk about what I want to talk about. Right? But this guy found out. He tried to slash tires of ICE vehicles on a raid in California. Right? Oh, yeah. I give him freedom. Right? That keeps the engagement up. Right? That's how YouTube tells people that this is a video that people want to be a part of. You got to monetize your haters, right? That's right. That's what you got to do, right? And so they maced him in the face and threw him in jail because ICE is under the authority to arrest illegal immigrants and people who interfere with their operations. And that guy found out. Now, let's talk about old Zoran, because he was next in the rundown. Where is he? Let me bring his because I just gotta bring him up here because I bring him back up from the grave from a previous. Let's talk about Zoran because Zoran has some very interesting ideas. Right? Let's listen to old Zoran. What is he talking about? What you talking about, old ZM? Here we go.
My platform is that every single person should have housing, and I think faced with these two options, the system has hundreds of thousands of people unhoused. Right? For what? And if there was any system that could guarantee each person housing, whether you call it the abolition of private property or you call it, just a statewide housing guarantee, it is preferable to what is going on right now. Mm-hmm. And I think that people try and play like gotcha games about these kinds of things, and it's like, look, I care more about whether somebody has a home. My platform is that.
So, his platform is that everyone. What is it? What?
Every single person should have housing. And I
should. A should. Right? A should. So, anybody in here that's a Christian that agrees with that? Do you agree with that? You believe that everyone should have a home? I'm just asking. Right? Because if a man does not work, he shall not eat. Right. So they deserve, even if they don't want to work, they deserve to have a home. And he's not talking about like just basic shelter. He's talking about, and there are people when you talk to them, if you actually go out and discuss it with certain homeless people, they want to be homeless. They want to live off of the grid. They're not interested in being a part of this system. And they're defying the system by living without a home. Now, there's a lot of things we can do to affect the affordability prices of homes, but to demand that everyone, regardless of work ethic, regardless of any other circumstances, that they just, because they live here, they just have to have a home. That goes against everything that, so people say, if America has no values, you would be wise to read this book so you can understand what Americanness is, right? I know they talk about Brother Derek Franklin Knight spewing positive rights funded by stolen money and call it taxation. That's exactly what it is, taxation. I'm going to copy that one. Taxation is theft. Exactly. They want to rob from the billionaires and make everyone else rich in return. So here's the thing. If you take all the money from the billionaires and you were to divide it evenly, how much do you think every person in America would get? And they operate under the principle that wealth is fixed. It's not fixed. Wealth is something that can be generated. If you want to go, I'm generating it right now. I'm earning money right now. Whether it's investments, whether it's super chats, whether it's views, which turn into ads, which turn into revenue. I'm generating just by sitting in this chair. So why can't other people do it? I invest in the hardware, the subscriptions and the like, and I want to come out monthly ahead of what I paid to put into this podcast. Right? So, why can't other people do that? And this is just pocket change for me. I don't even make a tenth of what I make on this podcast. This is just fun to get on here and talk for a couple of hours. This is fun for me, but I get to make money off of doing it. It's fun. Oh, okay. Let me just set all this up and talk about some things that I believe and try to make it entertaining. But I'm able to. There are people who generate money off of TikTok doing asinine things. So with all of this opportunity, why is someone like Zoran Mamdani saying that everyone deserves a house and he wants to make it so that even if they don't work, they just get a housing voucher, essentially? Like, oh, we could just give everybody a home. It's nice in theory. It's nice to talk about that type of stuff. But who's going to pay for it? Who's going to be? Because essentially what they're saying, and socialists always do this, is you have a right to someone else's labor. Oh, right. Oh, so I'm a slave then. Oh, free healthcare. Also, doctors don't deserve to give. Oh.
My platform is that every single person should have housing. And I think faced
every single person should have housing
with these two options, the system has hundreds of thousands of people unhoused, right? For what? And if there was any system that could guarantee each person housing, whether you call it the abolition of private property or you call it, just a statewide housing guarantee, it is preferable to what is going on right now.
Statewide housing, what?
And I think that people try and play like gotcha games about these kinds of things. And it's like, look, I care more about whether somebody has a home. My platform is that.
So where are these places where all of these things are available and the people aren't wage slaves? Is it just magic fairy dust makes houses? Or is it that these people are taxed exorbitant amounts to supply the free stuff that they get? See, here's the question, right? Do you not want everybody to have a home? Right? That's how it's always framed that way. It's always framed that way. You should want everyone to have a home. So, therefore, you should be willing to pay whatever in taxes we deem it necessary to give everyone a home. They won't finish the statement there. Like, keep talking. Keep talking. Say that I should be willing to work and give up all of my money so that people who don't have the same skills, abilities, and talents that I have to earn the type of money that I'm able to earn and live in the type of house that I'm able to live in, they should be able to do it. Right? They should be able to have housing, right? That's the point. Because we already talked about the percentage that the top 1%, the top 5%, that rich people pay more in taxes than poor people, which should be kind of logical, right? The top 15%, top 5%, top 1%, they are the tax base that supports this nation. And so what percentage is good enough for you all? When will it be enough? And the housing affordability crisis is a real thing. And it's one of the reasons why Trump is trying to get the economy right. Yeah. The top 10% pay approximately 70% of the taxes, right? Share of federal taxes paid by income group. The top 20% pay 80%. 80% of the taxes. The top 0.1 pay 25%. Top 5% pays apparently 60%. What's enough? This is the numbers right here. What y'all want them to pay? Let us know. Let us know what y'all want them to pay. 25%, is that not enough? They're paying 25% of all the taxes that were taken in were paid by the top 0.1%. Now, how many people are in that top 1%? That 0.1%? What about 45%? What how much is enough? Y'all want them to pay 100%? See, that's why y'all say words, but the numbers are proving y'all to be full of it. Super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Chris Hogan. I appreciate you. I'm going to pull it up on the screen as it's coming up. Not only that, but abolishing private property. Right. Yeah. Zohran Mamdani is a piece of work. This is what the total tax burden was based on. That's it. How much do y'all want? How much of their money do you want? how much will you covet what they've earned? Because covetousness is a sin. I don't covet Elon's money. I don't covet Trump's money. I'm just trying to get my own.
I just want some money.
I want my own money. And I'd like to keep it and then give it out to whom I feel deem it necessary. Exactly. Bottom 50% pay 2 to 3% of the federal taxes. There it is right there. He ain't lying. Right? He ain't lying. That's what I'm saying. People talk about the poor making this country go. What? They're not paying the taxes. What are y'all talking about? Y'all gotta stop listening to this nonsense. Oh man. And the sad thing about it is that a lot of you work for people of means and want to destroy them with taxes. Exactly. That's it. They should be able to do with it what they please. There's nothing wrong with someone doing with their money what they want to do with it. Y'all know that, right? That's not a sin. I know some of y'all been conditioned to think that. Mamdani is funny. And then we're gonna finish up with probably this one, because my wife sent me this and I was like, baby, I gotta share this one, right? I gotta share this. She sent me this because we've been talking about the illegal immigration situation, right? And we've also talked about, Zoran Mamdani and Omar Fateh. And this is something we need to think about. And a lot of people just don't want to admit it. But they won't admit it until we're like the UK and it's almost too late. Right? Right? Okay? This is one of the problems. Let's look at this. Boop, doo, 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 doo. All right, where is it? Oh, I muted Instagram for a reason because I'm broadcasting from it. All right, here we go.
Hindus, problem. Muslims.
Wait, hold on. Come on, go straight into it.
Problem. Muslims living with Hindus, problem. Muslims living with Baha'is, problem. Muslims living with Shintos, problem. Muslims living with Buddhists, problem. Muslims living with Christians, problem. Muslims living with Muslims, very big problem. So this led to, they're not happy in Gaza. They're not happy in Egypt. They're not happy in Libya. They're not happy in Iran. They're not happy in Iraq. They're not happy in Yemen. They're not happy in Pakistan. They're not happy in Syria. They're not happy in Lebanon. They're not happy in Nigeria. They're not happy in Kenya. They're not happy in Sudan. They're not happy in Morocco. And they're not happy in Afghanistan. So, where are they happy? They're happy in Australia. They're happy in Belgium. They're happy in France. They're happy in Holland. They're happy in Italy. They're happy in Germany. They're happy in Spain. They're happy in Sweden. They're happy in Denmark. They're happy in the USA and Canada. They're happy in Norway and India. They're very happy in England. Loads of welfare benefits. They're happy in almost every country that is not Islamic. And who do they blame? Not Islam, not their leadership, not themselves. They blame the countries they are happy in, and they want to change the countries they're happy in to be like the countries they came from where they were living with Sikhs.
Now, that's obviously somewhat tongue-in-cheek, I guess, to a certain degree, but because obviously it's not a 100% issue, because there are some very prosperous and healthy, Muslim countries. There's some places where, yeah. But for our purposes, what we need to recognize and what I want to pull from this video is we can see what's happening in the UK. can see what's happened to the UK, because they allowed the refugee crisis to overtake them. And it's almost, and I've had people come onto the stream from the UK and say, yeah, London is falling, the UK is falling. We didn't guard our heritage. Americans, United States of America needs to guard its heritage. Islam and the West do not mix well. They don't mix at all, period. That's not. So we need to fight until, like, legally, because you do not want to be the United Kingdom. You don't want to turn around and look over your shoulder and realize, whoa, we're Michigan. There should be, and again, I am there are a lot of things that are being workshopped about how to avoid people like Omar Fateh, Ilham Omar, and the like from gaining prominence or a seat at the table in our government. And one of these, I say it, but people hate it, right? Is to regain the Christian history, where it was a requirement in order to be in state government that you had to be a part. They need to brush off some of those old state constitutions and say, oh yeah, you got to be right? You got to be a Christian. I bet you if you went to go to an Islamic nation, and as a Christian try to become a part of their government. I don't think y'all don't seem to understand this, because the dissonance is stark. But you as an American would not be able to gain political power in a Muslim nation. You just couldn't. And there's nothing wrong with that, because they want to protect their heritage. They don't want Christians mucking up the works of their Islamic heritage. They don't want Jews mucking up the works of their Islamic heritage. They don't want atheists mucking up the works of their Islamic heritage. You're not going to rise to the top of an Islamic country as a Christian, right? Yeah. Again, guys, read this book. I know y'all been taught, maybe y'all haven't read the original source documents enough, but I'll read one quote for you guys. Now, that is true. We do need to get rid of AIPAC too. All right. I mean, some of these charters are amazing when you read them, right? Where is that? There's one specific quote. There's so many good quotes in this book. I know people always say that. I might just do an episode. I might do an episode instead of, yes. I might do an episode. Yeah. Where I talk about that. Yes. Right? Where you have Supreme Court justices saying that we are a Christian nation. Yeah. But, yeah, it is what it is. Right? So, yes. Oh, I read the chat periodically. I don't have to respond to it, but I do read it. Yes, guys, I do read the chat periodically. If I catch a message, yeah, right. And I know, guys, y'all want me to respond to everything that you personally say, but guess what? There have been over 2,000 messages in the chat. Should I respond to every one of them? Should I respond to every message? Have y'all ever run a show like this before? Just a question. I'm going to go back and start from the top and respond to every one of them. Right. Not them, just me. Exactly. Respond to me. That's exactly what everybody wants. They want to, I got to respond to just because they're the most important person in their world. So they must be the most important person on this stream too. Oh man. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't let you all run my stream for me. I know that's a crazy thing, but I'm the dictator of this stream. I'm the dictator of this stream. Yes. And Joe B, go watch some of my other episodes. We already talked about it. We did that earlier today. We talked about that earlier today, some of his connections. I don't know if you're talking to me, but we talked about all of that already. We talked about it on the episode earlier today. And if you haven't, go and watch Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson's recent interview with Daryl Cooper, where he discusses it as well. But we've got to start pushing back against all of these ideologies that subvert America's founding principles. Right? And America did have founding principles. We had John Adams saying our Constitution is made for a holy, moral, and religious people. It is unfit to govern any other. Now, the next person going to say, but slavery, right? Of course. I know, guys. I know. Yes. It didn't say perfect people. Okay. And that same Constitution allowed us to abolish slavery. So there's that. All right. Now, I'm going to close it up with that. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about tonight. Yes. All right. Yeah, that's it. Because I got to get to bed. Yep. Until next time. Thank you to everybody that liked, commented, and subscribed. That supported, that super chatted, right? Also, if you want to support and you don't want to do the super chat thing, there are the others, right? You can support on any of those platforms. There are links there in the description. Cash App, Venmo, Streamlabs, Buy Me a Coffee, all of them. Yes. Anyway. Yeah, so I can keep the grift going, right? Apparently.
I just want some money.
Until next time, be on the alert. Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. That's number 3 yet. Act like men. Be strong. See y'all around. Bye.